Hey everyone, welcome back to That Deck to Platinum. This is episode 2, so go catch episode 1 if you haven't seen it yet. Busted open a ton of packs to get the account started, you don't want to miss that. In this episode, we're going to be doing a bit of a deck profile, and then we're going to go over some of the ranked replays. If you're enjoying the series so far, please like and subscribe, it would mean a whole lot to me. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so as far as the deck profile goes, this is what we ended up going with. I know it looks a bit different than last episode. I kind of just took what we got in the packs and implemented that into this, and I think this is going to be probably the best version. Like I mentioned before, it could change, but here's what we have so far. So we're starting off with 3 Metalfoes Steelen, 3 Silverd, 3 Goldriver, 3 Volflame, 2 Bismugear, and 1 Vanisher for the Metalfoes. Now you really want to start with at least 3 Metalfoes in your hand, so that's the reason why we're not playing hand traps, which that's probably, unfortunately, that's the reason why this deck probably won't be meta ever, is just because you cannot afford to play extra cards that don't benefit your strategy. So yeah, we're playing a total of, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. We're playing 15 total Metalfoes. And what we have to help with the Metalfoes is going to be our Magician Souls. This is going to help a lot with our consistency. I'll go over the main play later, but basically you want to get 2 combination out on the field with your Metalfoes effects, and then you want to summon the Magician Souls, send the 2 combination, and then you get to draw 2, then you get to search 2. It's a +4. So no reason not to play it, and no reason not to play various ways to get to this Magician Souls. This is probably the most important card in the deck. It's what makes it the most playable. We played 3 Magical Abductor. Magical Abductor, every time you play a spell, put a spell counter on it, remove 3 to add a spellcaster. So that's going to be your searcher for Magician Souls. Another way to get the Magician Souls out is going to be 1 for 1. It's kind of just a last minute throw in. I figured it'd be best to throw this in and play the 1 extra card over 40. Just to have an extra way to get to that Magician Souls. We're also playing the Qliphort engine in here, so it's just a little engine. It's just 2 cards pretty much, and then you play 3 Summoner's Art to also search the Scout. But basically, you play Scout to search your Monolith, pop the Scout with one of your Metalfoes effects, and then you can special summon both of them, and it's basically not a free Cyber Dragon Infinity, but pretty close. It also gets you with pendulum decks, any pendulum card is going to be an extender, sort of. So just gets you some more pendulum monsters to summon as well. So pretty good engine, works with the deck really well, because Summoner's Art, you can also add Volflame. You don't have to add Scout every time. Next engine that we added on is going to be our Mythical Beasts. Now, I just think that Jackal King is too good of a card not to play in a deck, or a pendulum deck like this. So we're going our Mythical Beast Cerberus, which also has a really good effect. You can remove 4 spell counters from it to target. Yeah, so it's 1 monster your opponent controls and banish it. And it's always really easy to get spell counters in this deck as well. Mythical Beast Jackal King, you get 2 spell counters on it every time you activate a spell. You can remove 2 to negate a monster, or yeah, to negate a monster effect every turn. Pretty useful. Let's see what else. So we also have our Painful Decision to search our baby Metalfoes, if you want to call them that. Of course, we have our bricks. We have our Metalfoes Fusion, Parametalfoes Fusion, Metalfoes Combinations. I call these bricks because every Metalfoes card, its pendulum effect is to target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and if you do, set a Metalfoes spell or trap from your deck. So you do not want to draw these at all. I really want to play the Quick Play Fusion, but it's a choice between this and the Quick Play Fusion, the Parametalfoes Fusion, and this one just wins every time. We also have E-Telly to summon our Silverd or Steelen, and that's just an extra summon, or an extra pendulum summon, just because it is, in this deck especially, it's very important to get either an Electrumite or an IP Masquerena or a Cross Sheep out before you pendulum summon, just so you can get that 1 extra card. We are also going to be playing, so let's get started in our extra deck, I guess, since we are transitioning into it. We got the 1 Alkahest, and then I mean, obviously this is what you want to end your board on, usually, if you can. This is like just it's basically I'll go into the combos a little bit more, but this is going to be one of your main Metalfoes fusions on top of Mithrilium. So Mithrilium, great card, just helps you recycle your Metalfoes cards, and then you can bounce a card on the field back to the hand. This little package is kind of insane. So the Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, its effect doesn't really matter until you send it to the grave. So whenever you want to Exceed summon it using either 2 Volflame or with the Sorcerer, you want to avoid using the Sorcerer, to be honest. But yeah, usually you want to use like 2 Volflame, and then you can go into the Absolute Dragon, use this to link off into something else, and then you can go into your Odd Eyes Vortex. Odd Eyes Vortex, really good Omni Negate. This is what you're trying to end off most boards on, or most first turn boards on. Basically, you can shuffle a face-up Pendulum monster from your extra deck into the deck, and then you can negate pretty much anything except for a summon. And if you do, destroy that card. So it's also a destruction, not like Borreload Savage where it just negates. You also get to destroy. This I'm debating on. The Parametalfoes Azortless. It's a pretty good card though. You can, if you special summon it from the extra deck, you can target a card your opponent controls, any card. Shuffle 2 Pendulum monsters from the extra deck into the deck, and if you do, destroy that card. So form of removal for going second. Only thing I don't like, you usually need your Pendulum cards in the extra deck, so you kind of want to save this for late game. The cool thing about it though is that I believe you can Pendulum summon it again. So something to keep in mind. Let's see. We also have our most important card in the deck, Heavymetalfoes Electrumite. Insane card, gets you to your best searcher, which is Astrograph Sorcerer. If it's link summoned, you can add a Pendulum monster, yep, to the extra deck face up. Pretty important part, you can target a face-up card on the field, or target your face-up card on the field, destroy it, and add a Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. Yeah, so basically everybody knows the combo with this. You send your Astrograph Sorcerer, you pop a card on your field, add the Astrograph Sorcerer back to your hand, and then you can summon the Astrograph Sorcerer on resolution. So you get a search, and if you popped one of your cards in your Pendulum zone, you also get a draw, so it's kind of like a +2, plus maybe like +2.5 maybe. IP Masquerena, this is something I play to usually go into if I can't make a full first turn board. It's a good way to go into a shuffle back disruption with Knightmare Unicorn. Also, whatever you summon can't be destroyed by card effects. Cross Sheep is crazy, so anytime you special summon we're usually going to use the fusion one. So if you fusion summon or if you special summon a fusion monster to a zone that this card points to, you can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard. So basically what we're doing is we're fusion summoning with our Metalfoes Fusion, using a Metalfoes card in our hand, sending it to the grave, and then we can special summon that card back from the grave with the Cross Sheep if we summon to it. Then we have Selene. Usually you want to go into Selene if you have an extra card as well as the Magician Souls on the field. This is great to summon back your Mythical Beastmaster Cerberus. Yeah, so basically you can remove 3 spell counters from your field anywhere on your field to special summon a spellcaster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Apollousa, we all know what Apollousa does. Insane card. And then access code whenever we're needing to go for game. This deck is kind of crazy. Only problem, you just can't play hand traps, and that's a pretty big problem. I don't think it's going to stop us from getting to platinum, but I just don't. That's like the main reason why this deck just can't be like in the top tiers, which is unfortunate, but we're going to do our best with this. You can put up some pretty crazy first turn boards, and we will see what we can do with it. Okay, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into some replays. Our first game, only going to show you this just because, well, it's more or less just to show off like what the first turn boards can look like with Metalfoes. So I am going first here, I believe. Yes. So really good. Right off the bat, I see 2 of the cards I want to see. I want to see a way to get to Scout and a Magical Abductor so that I can get to our Magician Souls. First off, going to add our Monolith. Gonna activate Volflame, pop the Scout. Need to get that off board so we can actually special summon. get a scale out. I believe that's our third. Yep, that is our third counter on Magical Abductor. So there is the best card in the deck, Magician Souls. Poppin'. Double combination really important so that we can summon and then send. Then we draw 2, and then we get to search 2 Metalfoes. It's kind of insane. So we get Volflame, and then we're going to get Goldriver. We're going to activate Steelen because we want to summon the Volflame, so we'll have 2 7s on board so we can go into our Auras. Go into Cross Sheep. It's going to get us 1 more extender. Summon. Always summon the Scout from the extra deck. Has to be one of your cards so that whenever you summon the Monolith with it, you can go into the Cyber Dragon package. Alright, so go into Nova first, then our Infinity. Bang. And we're going to go straight into our Odd Eyes Absolute. I always do that because I tend to forget and use the Volflames for something else before I can go into this. I'm going to go into IP. Then we get our Vortex Summon. Alright, then we're going to get our Mithrilium out. Go into the cross sheet, activate the Mithrilium, recycle a little bit. Add back so we can pop our 8 scale. Set the Metalfoes Fusion, and we're going to use this to go into our Alkahest. Broken card. Bang. And Mithrilium, not a once per turn on the summon from graveyard effect, which is really nice. But yeah, basically this is what... Now, yeah, our opponent was playing something that I don't know. He quit after a little bit. Yeah, but just looking at it, we got 2 Omni Negates, a form of interruption with IP Masquerena. We could either go into Apollousa, or we can go into our Unicorn to shuffle back, and also it's not just being able to, it's not able to be destroyed by card effects. So of course we also have our Alkahest. If you don't know what Alkahest does, during your opponent's turn only, you can target an effect monster on the field and equip that target to Alkahest as an equip card. That's the part that matters. It also says that it gains defense equal to the attack of the stolen monster. So there's also that. So it's really good first turn boards. Nobody played any hand traps against me in these first few duels, so I don't know how well it'll play against hand traps. But that was just to show off the first set of combos going on. We can go into the second game now. So you're about to see what happens whenever we don't get the +4 combo here. Yeah, so our hand is actually really bad as well. So we got 2 bricks. I called these bricks in the deck profile because that's what they are. There's some big stinky bricks. Don't want to see these in our opening hand at all. And you're about to see why. We still did okay. Obviously we lose this duel, and it's probably more my fault. I probably could have done something somewhere along the way that would have led to me winning the game, because you'll see that I get really close to winning, but not quite. Also just me, like, in the mindset of I'm playing really low rank, so I should win every duel, and so I'm not playing to my absolute best. So yeah, they're going into the Unchained. So this card is going to, whenever a card is popped on the field, this card can target a card on the field and destroy it. So it's pretty good against our deck, because that's what we do a lot of. We do a lot of popping. So first off, we're gonna go Master Cerberus into Jackal. Jackal get the king out. Master Cerberus, I mean. We're gonna search one of our scales, grab another scale. We're pendulum summoning 2. One into our Electrumite. So this is where it matters about popping. So we add on resolution. I believe this is going to be able to pop a card, maybe, if I remember correctly. Okay. Yep. Oh no. Never mind. I don't know when he pops. Anyways, we go into our Mithrilium. This is where it comes into play with Mithrilium not being a once per turn, which is really nice. So now we're just trying to scale up. Yeah, so this is my whole thought process. Obviously, I should have taken a little bit more time on this one to do some math, make sure I know what's going on. Yeah, but we shuffle that back. Get another scale going so we can pop to set our Metalfoes Fusion. Metalfoes Fusion to go into Mithrilium. Going into Accesscode, then we get the Mithrilium. So this is probably where I made a mistake. Well, not this right here, but a little bit earlier was whenever I chose to add, what is his name? We're about to see him. There it is, Steelen. If I had any other Metalfoe in the extra deck right there, it's just game. So somewhere along the way, I chose to go with the Steelen instead of a different Metalfoe, and that's where I lost this game. Would have been game if I had it. And so he's going to activate Lightning Storm, get rid of our access code and our Astrograph, and then he's going to go into pretty much whatever he wants. The game's already over at this point. I don't really have a way to come back. That's the thing with this deck, is you kind of make your board, and after that you don't have a lot of recovery. So not sure why he called by the grave right there. I mean, I could still, I mean, it's like Electrumite or any other Metalfoe is definitely the play there, just in case I play a third Mithrilium, but it's kind of what I expect. I don't expect a lot of people to know what this deck does. So we get our free draw with Metalfoes Fusion, getting us into a Silverd, and then also we draw into a Magician Souls, which would have been nice, which would have been really nice if we had another way to get another scale going. Could have gotten a draw and a surge, which would have been really nice. But yeah, they finish us off here. And in hindsight, there are better plays to do than what I did. But yeah, we're still learning. Obviously not a deck that I play every single day. So we're still learning on that one. And we can go ahead and go into the next game. All right. And so our next duel, this poor guy lets us go first. I don't expect very good very good decks to play against in this rank. And that's exactly what we got. We got not the best deck to go against here. So we're going to do our starting play. This is not a great hand. You don't want to see all Metalfoes. You definitely want to see some, you want to see some of your extenders, some of your, like your Mythical Beast Cerberus, or ways to add cards, essentially. So that's one thing that the Metalfoes suffer with, is they don't necessarily have a way to add during your main phase. Other than the combination, which you can't do without the Magician Soul. So that's why the Magician Soul is so good, is because it takes into account the or it fixes, I should say, the problem with Metalfoes, is that they don't have a way to search. Yeah, this guy just doesn't know what he's doing. Unfortunately, he's still learning the game. I think he thought his attack was going to go through, so he targeted the Alkahest, but I ended up just stealing his Palladium. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yep, so we're now just going off. We can do whatever we want. We're going to be able to go for game here. We're not going to do any crazy plays. We're just going to put up 8k on the board and go ahead and attack. I don't expect any kind of like Nibiru or you know what? I should have expected Battle Fader. Battle Fader would have been hilarious, but even if Battle Fader comes along, we have a main phase 2 to go into, where we could have put up some negates. But yeah, this is just me going into as much damage as possible as fast as I can, because I don't want to waste too much time on this game. So there is almost, well, that's 8k right there, and then yep, just to make sure, and then we're able to attack for game. So if you get a lot of Metalfoes your turn 1, it's not going to be that great, but if they let you go into, if you're able to go into a turn 2 with all of your resources, it's going to be pretty nice. We can go ahead and go into our next one. So somehow or another in this one, we got matched up against the same guy. Hasn't happened to me yet. Master Duel is first time, but I guess we'll take it. So we know what we're going up against, which is nothing. So I think I actually misplay here if I remember correctly. No, not necessarily. I mean, in the moment I thought it was a misplay, but looking back, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so with this hand, like I mentioned, not really a way to add cards with Metalfoes. So we're just going to go into our Omni Negate Cyber Dragon Infinity, and we're going to pass. Which, funny enough, he actually breaks this. He gets past the Cyber Dragon Infinity. Which I should have negated that, like, in hindsight. But obviously don't know what the heck this guy's doing. So he gets past this with equip spells. So I'm thinking, okay, if he equips this, he's just going to attack over my Infinity. So I'm like, okay, I'll just negate that. And then he equips another card. So that's hilarious. He was able to get past my Cyber Dragon Infinity. Doesn't matter too much. We're the top deck kings here. We're going to get our Metalfoes Combination out, and then we're going to go into our Magician Souls, and then we're going to grab our +4 for free. There's the draw 2, now the search 2. I say for free, but it's at the cost of putting one Cerberus in the graveyard, which we can actually summon with Selene, but we're not going to pay attention to that. So, same as last game, we're just finding the fastest way to put up 8k on the board. Get this game over with as fast as possible so we can rank up as fast as possible. Get our Vanisher out. Vanisher's going to pop, and then we're going to be able to attack for game here. That's going to do it for our duels for today. I'm going to go over the deck list one more time because I think I made one change, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit of what's going to go on in the next episode. Okay, so going over the deck list one more time, we're keeping everything the same as far as our Metalfoes go. Well, we're keeping everything the same. I'm just going to say that. We're keeping everything the same. We added one card. We added the Fullmetalfoes Fusion. It's just too good. I mean, I was thinking about it. You summon Alkahest on your turn, and then you set the Fullmetalfoes Fusion so that next turn you're going to have 2 forms of disruption. You'll be able to Alkahest. After you Alkahest, then you can Fullmetalfoes Fusion into the Azortless. So you're turning this pop into a pop on your opponent's turn. So if it's special summoned from the extra deck, it can target one card your opponent controls, shuffle 2 face-up pendulum monsters from your extra deck into the deck, and if you do, destroy that card. So you're destroying any one card on your opponent's turn with this card. You're also yoinking one of their monsters. So I feel like that combo is just too good not to go for with the Fullmetalfoes Fusion, especially when we're in a rough situation where we're only able to summon Alkahest, which gives us another form of disruption. Just pulling out as many forms of disruption as possible is going to be what's important for this deck. What's going to go on next episode? I'm still deciding, but I think I'm going to have like a little pack opening episode where it's just packs, kind of like the first episode, because we have a lot of gems. We have about like 6,000 gems, I think, right now. So we're going to try to get some more URs. But this is a crazy idea I had, which this isn't going to be the final list. I'm going to mess with this a little bit and see what works best. But I have this crazy idea to try to do 60 card Metalfoes where we have this card Balbaboon going on. We're going to try to put some hand traps in. I really want to try the Kaiju package where we play 3 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, which, if you don't know, this is basically a dark hole. And during the turn it wasn't sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to search a Kaiju. But yeah, dark hole, and you can summon 2 kaijus, 1 kaiju on your opponent's board, 1 on your board. So you summon the big boy on your board and you summon the small boy, there he is, on your opponent's board. Quick way to get some OTKs, very quick way to get some OTKs. So we still have our whole deal in here. I'm not going to go too far into it. We kept the extra deck the same, but yeah, I'll kind of go over this next time if I decide to do it. It's a lot of URs, so we would have to pack a lot of URs. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. That's going to be it for this episode. Like I said at the beginning, if you enjoyed the episode, if you're enjoying the series, please like and subscribe. So please continue watching. Please be looking out for more episodes, and I'll see y'all next time.